Welcome back, Soul Fam, to another episode of Ancestral Wisdom, Journey Through the Hoodoo Tarot. And where we left off, we were tapping into this card here, which is going to be the Six of Knives, also represents the Six of Swords in the traditional tarot, but this card here comes from the Hoodoo Tarot. So in the first video, we just kind of went and explained what the Six of Swords or the Six of Knives was in the Hoodoo Tarot book and how it describes it. But in this video, we're going to go a little bit deeper in regards to High John the Conqueror and who he is and what he represents and what the High John the Conqueror root represents. And also, a little bit about more of the Six of Swords and the meaning in regards to the Hoodoo Tarot. And here's a quick recap for those who are just joining. All right, so High John the Conqueror, in the legend of the High John the Conqueror, is said to be an African prince that was captured by America. But somehow John managed to escape, and it says that he sailed his way back to Africa. Which led me to start thinking about the rumor. You know how they say that you can get to Africa from America, I think through the Grand Canyon or something like that? Maybe there's a little bit of truth to this. And that's exactly why I'm doing this deep dive into the Six of Swords or High John the Conqueror. Now, in the upright, the Six of Swords or the Six of Knives, sorry if I've been calling it the Six of Swords, but the Six of Knives represents moving on from troubled times, moving on to calmer waters, going with the flow, traveling long distances, and traveling on water. And I also learned that the Six of Knives or the Six of Swords can represent the rite of passage. And lastly, the Six of Swords can represent leaving people, beliefs, and situations that you've outgrown behind. In the reverse, it can symbolize resistance to change, people with a lot of baggage, procrastinators, being stuck in negative thought patterns, and slow progress. Now, this is where it gets deep. And if you're liking these videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you'd like to become a tarot student, go ahead and check out the Patreon link so you can start learning how to read tarot like a pro. Now, John here, he was known for his wit, his charm, and his magical powers. He used trickery and spiritual strength to outsmart his enslavers. He was known for uplifting the spirits of the people, even through bondage. He was also known as the undefeatable spirit, the power that was hidden in plain sight, and he was able to obtain victory through the unseen spiritual realm. Now that I think about it, he kind of reminds me of Dr. Buzzer, who I covered not too long ago, who was also a part of the spiritual court, where they use spiritual justice or spiritual law or karmic law to be able to free people who are wrongfully accused or unjustly treated. But going back to High John, he was later immortalized not only as a man, but as a spirit, and later as a root known as the High John root. And the root, the High John root, which I have here, this was actually gifted to me a while ago. A friend got it from me from my Amazon wish list, which is also linked in my bio. And I put it in this mojo bag that I created for the Dr. Buzzard thing. But this root right here, this was used to help protect. It was used for power, and it also was used in court cases, luck, and I guess it says sexual vitality. So I'm going to respectfully put this back in here because I probably was not supposed to open this, but I had to show you guys that I actually had the High John the Conqueror root. But I am going to go into a little bit more depth of what the High John the Conqueror root is. So the High John the Conqueror root can be used in court victories, drawing money or success, dominating situations, breaking jinxes, which I'm just learning about, and is also used in empowerment spells. And a few offerings that you can leave High John are going to be tobacco, whiskey, and cornbread. Now, High John wasn't the only one practicing magic. Of course, we're talking about the Hoodoo Tarot, but the Black Hermit, which also represents the magician in the Hoodoo Tarot, also practiced some magic. And a little bit about this magician card in the Hoodoo Tarot. This card, it said that the person represented in this is Benjamin Rucker, and he is said to be one of the most famous Negro magicians in the history of United States. And it says that he adopted the name the Black Hermit after two men that he admired by the name of Prince Harmon and Alonzo Harmon, who were also magicians. The Black Hermit became a national sensation not only because of his charismatic personality, but it's because of his illusions and also being able to resurrect himself after being buried alive. Herman claimed to have been born in the dark jungles in Africa, which kind of made me think about the Six of Swords, which he was an African prince that was taken. And I was kind of trying to figure out, like, are these the same people? Because they kind of look like the same individuals. But it just goes back to saying that he was practicing, or when he was back in Africa, he was under the apprenticeship of a Zulu witch doctor, and this is how he learned all his magic. So it kind of reminded me, like I said, of the Six of Swords, which they say this is High John and this is another individual. But I wonder if this could possibly be the same individual. I don't know. They kind of look alike. They both got short hair, if you can see that, and then he has short hair here. But maybe they could be two individuals. But it is said that the Black Herman was actually a Virginia native, and he just migrated there to escape terrorism in the South. So when the Black Hermit or the Magician card shows up in a Hoodoo Tarot reading, it's saying that it's challenging you to manifest the things that you desire. Which takes me back to the Six of Knives, who is High John the Conqueror, and he is also a magician. And like I said, he was known for being very witty, he was known for his charm, and he was known for his magical powers. But that's going to wrap up the Ancestral Wisdom journey through the Hoodoo Tarot. And I know that video was kind of long, but that's what we do when we go deep diving into these Hoodoo Tarot cards. Now, with that being said, if you're liking these videos, or there is a card that you want me to go into, or maybe one of the major arcana, just go ahead and comment that. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And check out the Patreon if you would like to become a tarot student.